Hey guys, Walter here. Today I wanted to give you guys a quick breakdown of Sellvia's dashboard. First things first, let's look at the home page. On the home page, there are two things that I use most often, right? The first is your store's performance. Well, my store's performance in this case. So in this section, there's a quick, easy to use reference, right? It shows you your total sales, your deposit amount, your available products, and your estimated business value. Right? This is a new store, right, that I started recently. This is the dashboard for my new store. The dashboard, you can easily switch to different stores on the dashboard. So this is why right now I have this amount of sales, right? Because we're looking at a new store of mine. Anyway, right? So you got the total sales, you've got your deposit amount. Deposit amount is the amount of money that you have for your automated order processing, right? So you can always know when that's dropping low and when you might need to top up. You also have estimated business value. Business value is useful to know because recently Sellvia opened up Sellvia Marketplace, right? You can see that right here. Sellvia Marketplace is where you can buy businesses that are already running and already profiting, and soon you'll be able to sell your own business there for high ticket value, right? So this gives you an idea of how much you can sell your business for. I forget the amount. I don't have it off the top of my head, but you need to already reach a certain value to be able to sell your business on Marketplace once that function becomes available, right? Anyway, the second thing that I use most often on the homepage is this nifty little business success roadmap. Basically, this is where you can see tools that recently have been best performing. Basically, Sellvia collects up information from successful businesses. So, for example, when Sellvia puts together their product packs, right? How do they put them together? They usually use information from stores that are top performing. They look at the products that are best performing, and then they put together products that they have a good idea that will be successful, right? Here it's a similar idea, but it's just certain tools, right? So these are the best performing tools that have been making different companies, different businesses and different stores the most money, right? And the things that Sellvia is confident will help your store grow the most, right? So that's the second thing on the homepage that I usually like to look at. I like to stay up to date on this little success roadmap, right? On the different tools and stuff like that are proven to really grow businesses fast, to really get strong, big growth. The next section that I often look at, right, is automated promotion. So the next thing that I want to show you guys is the Sellvia ad section, automated promotion, right? So right when you click on this section, right off the bat, you get all the basic data that you need to understand what's happening with your ads. So stuff like sales, overall profit, ad spend, number of orders, and return on ad spend. Just the very basic meat and potatoes data that you need to understand what's happening with your ads. If we go a little bit lower, right, we have all sorts of different settings to sort of tweak performance, tweak effectiveness, and stuff like that. Right, so the very first thing we have is ad spend, right, daily ad spend. So obviously the base level is $10 per day, and it goes all the way up to $50 per day. It's a very simple idea. The more you spend on your ads, the more effective they are, right? The more resources it can use, the more it can send out ads. I'm talking about Sellvia's ad AI, of course, right? So the basic idea is that you just increase your ad spend to get more results. Very simple. Once again, I haven't unlocked these yet just because this is one of my newest stores. But I think it's about 10, 15 days old. So pretty soon I'll have the $30 per day, $50 per day option, which I'm thinking about opening up, turning on for this store just to kind of see what will happen. If we go a little bit lower, right, we have stuff like accelerated ads delivery. So basically this just kind of ramps up the performance of the ads. What I'm specifically talking about is what the actual ads AI does. So how fast and gets your ads out to your potential customers, right? And then remarketing is just, this, right? Remarketing, basically, it's all about just hitting people that have already seen your ads, right? So kind of think about it like, if you see something for the first time, it kind of gets put in your brain like a little subliminal thing, right? But then when you see it the second or third time, something clicks and you feel like you really want that thing, right? It's kind of the same idea, right? Like you hit people with your ads the first time around, and then you use remarketing to target those same people who already kind of have the sort of subconscious, soil that's ripe for being targeted with good ads that'll get them, motivated to buy, basically. Lower, if we go lower, we have different types of customers that you can target, basically all customers, new customers, returning customers. A lot of times I really like to turn on returning customers. Target returning customers, right? A lot of times I like to target returning customers because it's all about, creating brand loyalty and stuff like that. I feel like if you target loyal customers, if you create loyal customers, that's a very powerful thing, right? But right now I'm looking at new customers, right? Because it's a new store. You can also choose who you target to in terms of geography, right? And then all sorts of other stuff, like which devices you want to target, which operating systems, stuff like that, right? So there's a whole slew of things that you can look at. There's a whole slew of options in terms of customizing your ad performance. Basically, all you do is you're telling the AI your preferences, and then you're letting it do its thing. It's very simple. Right, so as I was talking about, we have Marketplace, right? Right now, the sell option isn't accessible yet, but it soon will be, right? So, right, as soon as this opens up, you'll be able to sell your businesses for high profits, stuff like that. Very simple. Premium stores is another new function that the Sellvia website has. It's pretty great. Basically the idea is that you get access to ready-made stores that are already tailored to specific niches, that have all the tools and products that you need to sell well in those niches, right? So, right, we have kids, pets, beauty, gadgets, all sorts of stuff, right? So whatever niche you're interested in, basically you have the option of getting a store that's already ready to go, that's already pre-set up and is ready to sell right from the very start. You launch the store and you're ready to sell. Right, you also get a load of services, digital marketing services, right? Different types of tools and stuff like that to help you with digital marketing. Sellvia also offers lots of different insights, right? So, for example, I was talking about how Sellvia tracks top performing stores, is constantly tracking top performing products, right? That's how they put together the product packs. They're always looking at what does best in different niches and stuff like that. That's how they compile their product packs, right? But also they use that information to give you guys insights like bestseller, and to give us insights, right? For example, bestseller insights, right? So this is the absolute top performing items, period. Right? The things that, are consistently selling big, right? You also got the new hits of the week. So this is more about things which are trending, which are promising to be future hits, right? So when you look at new hits of the week, usually you're trying to look at things that will become big. The idea is to get in before they become big so that you're already in the market before it becomes saturated, so that you catch that wave, right? So that you catch that wave at a lower price point so that you get max profit, basically, right? Kind of like that. It's kind of like fidget spinners. The first people who sold fidget spinners, they were the ones who made the most money, right? After the wave hit, people started getting in on it, but the market was already saturated and nobody's making money anymore, right? So a lot of times when there's like a big fad, you have to get in before it blows up in order to make the most money. And that's the whole point of the new hits of the week, right? Is that they're giving you details on products, on different things that are trending up, but haven't taken off yet, right? So that you have the information to try and get in early so that you get that max profit when the thing goes big, right? Simple stuff. So you also have products, of course, right? Different product packs compiled based off information of top performing stores for different niches, for different events, stuff like that. For example, for Thanksgiving, right? Best performing products for Thanksgiving, all sorts for Black Friday, right? All sorts of different stuff. You have normal products, digital products, right? Right, different digital resources, guides. Basically the same idea. Sellvia just looks at what's performing best and then compiles it for you, right? We also have all our marketing tools, social media marketing, which I haven't turned on yet. Blog posts, Facebook, Instagram. So basically these are tools that give you all the so like for example the social media tool, right? You activate it, you get access to a bunch of different social media posts, a bunch of different a bunch of content that you can freely use, as well as breakdowns and different resources to help you figure out how you want to use it best, right? Same thing, email marketing. You get access to automated email marketing, different resources that help you really run your email campaigns. Right? This is probably the real hidden winner, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I feel like this is the thing that sometimes people sleep on, right? I mean, basically, if you got a store, I mean, the most important things are having a good product, right? And having good marketing. And that Sellvia gives you all the tools for different types of marketing, whether that be social media marketing, email marketing, focusing on YouTube, whatever it be. I mean, that's a game changer, right? So I don't know. I think this is something that sometimes people sleep on, but I don't think you should sleep on it, right? So you should definitely check out marketing. You also get promo content, right? So this is different content that you can use for your stores, right? That you can spread. You know, it's all video and content that have already had some success, that have already proven to be effective. That once again, it's very similar to the idea of the products, right? Sellvia looks at the data and then compiles their tools and their products. It's always based off of data, right? So same thing with the promo videos, right? They're just giving you access to top performing promo videos that you can then use freely to promote your own store, right? Probably the last section, right, that I want to talk about here. So here, the basic thing that you get access to is domains, right? So for example, you can upgrade your domain, and you also get themes, right? Once again, I'm not trying to repeat myself a bunch, but same thing, right? These themes are all based off of data, right? Sellvia looks at stores that perform well, looks at what their store layout and the store themes look like, what's so effective about them. It's not even just how it looks, right? So a lot of it is about how the layout moves customers towards the click, right? How it moves them towards products and towards the checkout, right? So the layout kind of, it's not just about looking good, right? The layout also kind of has to have a certain flow to it that moves people towards the checkout, right? So same thing, right? When Sellvia puts together its themes that you can buy and load up to your store, basically they're looking at what performs best in top stores, and then they're putting that together and giving you access to it, right? That's just the very basic rundown of all the things that I usually like to look at when I look at the dashboard, where they are, how it all works. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. See you in the next one.